Hello, everyone, and welcome to the financial reporting course. First of all, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you guys. Whether you're coming from a foundation route or you're a direct entry student, or maybe you have joined ACCA with exemptions, or just a working professional who wants to do ACCA maybe along with your career. Of course, definitely this course has designed all of you guys के लिए. So no matter where you're starting from, by end of this journey, we'll all be on the same page with a very strong understanding of the subjects. So if you ever wonder about financial reporting, saying that will I be able to understand financial reporting, or is my accounting knowledge enough for the financial reporting, or I have received exemptions, like will I be struggling to study the further subjects, or whatever it is, will I be able to make ACCA? Will I be able to clear this paper? See, the answer is definitely yes. You can absolutely do it, because throughout this course I have built every concept step by step. So we here will not just learn any, just an accounting standard, say just the basics of it, but also we understand why they exist, how do you apply them in exam questions and the real life situations. So don't worry about your background. So but just the small thing that I ask from you guys is the consistency and willingness to learn, of course little curiosity. So now, before we jump into the syllabus, I want to tell you guys why financial reporting is considered as one of the most important papers in ACCA. I often say financial reporting is the heart of ACCA. I would always say. Why that? See, let's understand certain things that you guys need to have a clarity about. I know what is the basic question that we all have, right? What is financial reporting? It is just the process of preparing financial statements where you can give the users of the financial informations. Those people will use those. So that means every business performs a lot of transactions every day, like thousands of transactions, lakhs of transactions. But how do investors know whether the company is profitable or not? Or how does a bank decide, whether to give a loan or not? Or how do even shareholders know that if management is performing well? Yeah, see, the answer is very simple. It is through financial reporting. Now the financial statements communicate the financial health of the business to the outside world, how the business is happening, what kind of profits that they're making, how much percentage, is there any increase or decrease. Every single thing is communicated to the world with the help of this subject. So that is why I always say that financial reporting is the heart of ACCA. Now, almost every advanced accounting subject builds the concept on what you learn here, right? So how does this works? Like, how do we even consider? See, right now I am going through those people who are going to write financial reporting in before September 2027. I'm not talking those people who are going to write in September 2027. For them, you guys can always see that I have made a video about what are the changes that we can expect to have in our upcoming ACCA syllabus or upcoming ACCA curriculum that is going to start from September 2027. I have made the changes. I have made the video on that. You guys can always go ahead and have a look. But right now, what I'm talking is purely people who are writing before that. That is still June 2027 is what I'm talking about. Let's understand how does the overall subject works, or we'll have a basic understanding. So if you guys do know that ACCA has three different levels. One is foundation, another one is fundamentals, and third one is professional. So most of you guys think that it is only skill, knowledge, and professional. But in reality, ACCA, if you guys go to the website, it is divided into three different levels, where one is foundation, second one is fundamentals, and third one is professional. So if you come from a 10th standard background, that means ACCA eligibility criteria is quite different. Like if you can start from right after 10th standard, or you can start from 12th standard if there is no changes. I mean, if you can't find out the eligibility criteria is met, you can of course start again from the 10th standard part. See, here you will be starting with what foundation level if you right after your 10th standard, or maybe you're from 12th standard degree, 12th standard is done, or you have done with your degree, then of course you can start from most likely uh, fundamental level. So now what happens, ma'am, what is the difference between this foundation and fundamentals? See, there is no difference. You have around 3 papers here, that is BT, MA, financial accounting. Ma'am, don't you think like knowledgeable also we have the same papers, that is BT, MA and financial accounting? Definitely yes. Here we call it as what? Here we call it as financial foundation BT. There it is just BT. Here it is foundation management accounting. There it is just management accounting. Here it is foundation financial accounting. There it is just financial accounting. Ma'am, is there any difference between these two? I mean, like foundation BT will be more of a basic, knowledge BT will be more of an advanced level. No, it is exactly same. Like people writing FBT, people writing just BT is one and the same. There is no change in the syllabus or the pattern of questions. Nothing. It is just exactly same. But however, the one small changes that you have is, see, understand here the order of examination. The order of exam has to be BT, MA and FA. There is no changes. So you have to start from the first paper BT, second paper MA, third paper FA. But however, if you take this, the consideration, so here what happens, you might have to go ahead and choose what? You might have to go ahead and choose any paper. Like maybe you want to start with MA, you can start with FA, you can start with BT, you can start any papers. There is no order, but both are one and the same. So now if you guys see, this is the basics. This is the basics of what? Financial reporting. Right? Because in fundamentals, we can divide knowledge and skill. So knowledge may, whatever you study in foundation, it will be same. Ma'am, that means if I come from foundation, again in knowledge, I have to study the same 3 papers. No, you finish these 3 papers, automatically you don't have to write these 3 papers in your knowledge level. Or you come from 12th standard, you have to write your knowledge level paper and then move to skill. Per se, some people comes from degree background. Like, I mean, they do the graduation part. For those people, what happens? They tend to choose exemption options. For example, maybe for few people, the first 5 papers or first 6 papers are always exempted. So these exemptions can cause, I wouldn't say it's a problem, but you might overlook the basics. Not everybody will know everything. So of course, like when you skip through the subjects, there is always a slight disadvantage. But however, it's always better that you go through the basics and move forward. So there are certain people who will be getting law exempted, PM exempted, tax exempted. But however, in skill level, we have around 6 subjects. See, financial accounting is the basics, financial reporting is the moderate level, and SBR is the advanced level of the same subject. So if you take FA, FR, SBR, so all the 3 has a connection where FA is the basics, FR is the moderate paper, and SBR is the advanced level paper. So now each and everything is very important for us. Right? Yes. So if you look at now, ma'am, here can I choose any papers? Of course, in skill level, you can choose any one that you wanted to write. There is no order, be it whichever level you come from. You can start with law, you can start with tax, you can start with audit, you can start with PM, FM, FR, whatever it is. But most likely people choose to start with either financial reporting first or financial management first. Even I would suggest most of them the same order. Like you can either start with financial reporting or you can start with financial management. Anything would work. Now, I've been telling why this is a mandatory paper. I mean, why this is a heart of ACCA. But then let's also understand how professional level works. See, in professional level, if you see, you have the mandatory paper, that is SBL and SBR. So when you go to the September attempt 2027 onwards, there is a slight change in the professional level, which as I've already said, like it is there in another video of mine, which you can go through. But however, and I have 4 optionals right now. People who are right now subscribed for ACCA, and if you want to clear your professional papers before September 2027, then you have 4 papers in the optional. Out of 4, you have to choose 2. So which is very, very simple. Right? So I'm going to keep my video off so that you can see what is behind me, and this notes will be available to you guys. You don't need to worry about it. Yeah. So there are total 13 subjects. Of course, like it is very flexible and exams can be completed in multiple sittings. That is something that you guys have to keep it in mind. Now understand, this is the whole structure of ACCA. Right. But why do I call financial reporting as the heart of the ACCA? It is because of one reason. See, financial reporting plays a basics of what? Basics for SBR. For syllabus purpose, you need to know. So once you understand financial reporting, financial reporting is the one which is going to help you to prepare financial statements. And these are the financial statements that you have to do audit. So where your audit and assurance is completely based on your financial reporting. Yeah, you take financial reporting as the basics for your SBR, which is connected in your professional level paper. Plus, financial reporting is the one which is going to help you to prepare the financial statements. So, do prepare or audit the financial statements too. And apart from that, you guys need to also understand that auditor will, as I said, auditor will understand how audit financial statements works. Correct. And once you know this is again going to play a basic to SBR, and SBR will do the same work what FR has done to AA. SBR will do the same work for AAA. So SBR, for the syllabus purpose, you should know that, then only you can write AAA, which can make your life easy. And similarly, now come to the next part. Financial reporting shows P&L, which can help you how taxation works. So the moment you know how taxable income works, it also helps you in understanding taxation. So I'm not keeping taxation as the major relation between financial reporting, because it does not play so much role, but a slight role. Yeah, and then based on the additional information, it can also help you in preparing financial management. Like for example, if you don't know how equity works, I mean, what is equity? How do you know how equity works in a real life, which can be taught to you guys in financial management? So it is connected to the most of the subjects, and it plays as a core basics for a lot of you guys. That's where I call it as financial reporting as the heart of ACCA. So it connects a lot of dots. Not all the dots, most of the dots. So this is why we call financial reporting as ACCA, heart of ACCA. Now let's understand how financial reporting exam paper pattern works. See, you guys need to understand it has a duration of 3 hours, that is 180 minutes. Plus, you also have reading instruction of 15 minutes. The reading instruction is of 15 minutes that you'll get. So don't think this way, okay, ma'am, we have 15 minutes to read. Let me read in 5 minutes, and 10 minutes can it be added to the examination? Not possible. So the duration is very much 3 hours only for writing the exam. The total marks is 100 marks. Pass marks is simply 50. No negative marking. Yeah, no negative marking at all. Exam mode is CBE, computer based examination. Guys, till last December 2025, we had an option to write remote. But right now, that option is not at all there. So this remote invigilation is cancelled. So we had an option of remote. Now we don't have. So right now, you have to go to the ACCA exam center and write it. So the exam structure is divided into 3 different types. So how to book an exam? Again, I have prepared a video on that. It is already there in the YouTube. You guys can have a look into that. Then comes the exam structure, which has 3 sections. So if I talk about 3 different sections, it has section A and section B, and also we have section C. Now, what is this section A? Please understand, section A is purely about the, I would say, more of MCQs, which covers the lot of part of your syllabus, and it is individually tested. So MCQs like multiple, you can expect to have fill in the blanks, choose the following, drag down, drop down, match the following. These kind of questions you can expect to have. So you'll have 15 questions into 2 marks each, which covers 30 marks. So it is simply MCQ. Right. Now let me come to the point. A lot of you people might get confused. See, understand. Let's say you have a question number 1. It says, which 2 of the following is dash 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 answer. So you have option A, B, C, D. Okay. Assume option A and B is the right answer. But you have selected option C and B. How many marks you'll get? 0 marks. Please don't think that you will get 1 mark. No, it's either 0 or 2 marks in your main exam. There is no odd numbers there. 1 mark is not there. That is first thing that you have to keep it in mind on section A. And then comes sections B. It is of more of what? More of, you'll have 3 case studies. So each case study will have 10 marks, which gives you 30 marks. So what is this each case study? I mean, certain information will be given. A set of standards will be asked in this particular section. So you'll have each case study ke liye 5 questions, and each question again carries the same 2 marks, just like how you had section A, like MCQ, fill in the blanks, or multiple choice questions, match the following, drag down, drop down, all of these things. It is one and the same. Those things can be expected to have in your section B part. So it is more of a scenario based application. So you might have to understand a lot of standards will be added together here to be asked. So that is again still a good option. Again, section B part, here also it covers 30 marks. So this together plays as MCQ of how much? These two plays an MCQ 60 marks ke liye. Okay. Then comes the section C that we have. So what is the section C part? It is of constructed response question. So what is this constructed response question talks about, guys? You'll have 2 questions of 20 marks each, which covers 40 marks, where here there is always, it's not an MCQ, it is rather you have to type the answer. So where you might have to prepare the financial statements, analyze the financial statements, how do you apply the accounting standards, interpret and discuss, like especially preparing consolidation. All of these comes under section C. So it carries step marking. This is most likely important one. It carries what? Step marking. For example, even though the final answer is not right and you have made the steps right, you can expect to have the steps ke liye how much ever is awarded, that marks will be given to you. So, and typically, ma'am, a lot of you guys keep asking me how many minutes I have to spend in terms of section C. It's somewhere around 90 to 100 minutes makes more sense. Sometimes I also, it depends, guys. Like it totally depends what sort of questions that you have come. On an average, your 90 minutes to 100 minutes is more than enough for your section C, provided if you know every single thing about it. Right? So this is about your ACCA exam pattern. How to book the examination, I have made a video. You guys can always go ahead and have a look into the video. Right? Now, ma'am, I know now, okay, financial reporting is more important. And I also know how the exam structure works. Now I have a question. What are the resources that I actually have to study for my financial reporting? Where do I go study? See, you guys need to understand the class notes are always king. I keep saying this. Of course, like we have multiple sources that we have for resources. So I'll give you 3 major resources that you guys need to understand. So one, we have ACCA Study Hub, BPP and Kaplan. These are all the 3 options that we have. Now, why do we need the resources? For 2 purposes. The first purpose that we need the resource is to understand the concepts. The second purpose is to practice questions. Now, ma'am, to understand the concept, what do you think I should do? Guys, if you are a self-study person, then I would suggest you to take any one of these, Kaplan, BPP or ACCA Study Hub. So use these to make sure you learn the topic properly. For the first time when you're learning a topic, use this one of material. Now, ma'am, what do you suggest personally? I would mostly suggest people to go with Kaplan, because it is little user friendly for the students is what I have got the feedback. But in my preparation time, I've used only BPP because that I want a little deeper understanding, because few people, it totally depends, guys. It is not necessary that you have to go through the same thing. Right? So I've seen students coming back and saying, ma'am, Kaplan is more of a friendly thing. I'm able to understand with simple language. But I've also seen students coming and saying, like, I personally felt BPP is giving me deeper understanding about the concepts. So BPP can also be one of the options. And now I'm teaching through ACCA Study Hub. So anyone is fine. So totally up to you guys. If you're not a self-study person, you're taking anywhere coaching. I mean, you're taking classes in any institute, then I would say keep the class notes. Your respective faculty, whoever is providing whatever notes is, that should be the ultimate source that you have to use for your conceptual understanding. Sometimes maybe if you are not able to understand or get a clarity on a topic, use any one of the material to understand. But please don't get lost by reading multiple books repeatedly, equally. Say like, I will study Kaplan also, BPP also, you will never do financial reporting. One is more than enough. But when I ask about to practice questions, I will say all the 3 are mandatory. All the 3 are mandatory. See, guys, you are writing one of the costliest exam. You cannot waste your money just like that. So without practice, don't go to the examination at all. Without doing mock, please don't go to the examination. So you have to choose any one while you're studying, but you have to do all the three when you're practicing the questions. But ma'am, how do I do all the three at one go? Guys, I understand. See, certain times what happens, I study. Correct. While studying, I need one copy. Like for example, I'm studying IFRS 15 revenue. To understand the concept, I need one particular material. Use any one of them of your choice. Start with ACCA Study Hub, let's say, or BPP, or let's say Kaplan. But after that, you might need to practice certain questions on the same topic, right? For that, use another material. Don't use the same material what you have already utilized. Use another material. Right, first time when you're studying, you need a material to solve questions. For that, use one. And to practice the same topic again, you need another material. Use the second one. The third one has to be kept for the examination. The third one have to be kept for examination, right? So this is the ideal way that you guys have to use it. So don't buy any hard copy until unless bina hard copy, like I'll not be able to study, I'm very bad at it, then buy a hard copy. But most likely I would suggest you guys to please keep the soft copies. That is more than enough. Please do not buy a book where the exam itself is computer based, and you have to get used to that. Okay, so that is one thing that I want to tell you guys. And how do I suggest you guys for the study strategy? Of course, see guys, attending class is very important, or you're doing self-study, reading the concepts are very, very important. So make sure you have a proper class notes and refer a certain material to understand further, and then start doing practicing questions, revise it. Yeah. So if you need to pass the examination, these are all the bare minimum and mandatory things. Yes, because as I always say, like lot of people spend too much time on reading and understanding the topic multiple times. So of course, like your majority of the time is only spent on understanding the concepts, but you'll have very less time to practice the questions. Because I totally get that it's not like always you guys have only ACCA, right? You might have colleges, you might have work, you might be a working professional, or you might have school, you might have anything else. Like it's not only the whole day procedure that you have. So make sure don't waste your time much on understanding concepts. Practicing is equally enough. So these are all the resources that I would suggest. Yeah, you guys can always comment if you need any sort of material. I will reply as soon as I see the comment. So of course, should be the strategy. Now, ma'am, how does the syllabus works? Like what are the topics that you're gonna take? What are the topics that is freely available? So I will be doing another video on how syllabus works. Like how do you have to segregate the syllabus and study? It's already there in my video, but I feel it is little outdated. Let me give the updated version of it. You guys can utilize that and make sure that you guys study properly and clear the financial reporting. Yeah. So great, guys. I know it was a little kind of lengthy session for you guys, but I hope to see you guys in the upcoming videos or lectures. So I'll try to give maximum possible topic that is possible from my end. Yeah. So that is actually your introduction to ACCA financial reporting. In the upcoming videos, of course, we'll begin with conceptual framework. We'll try to move to the complicated standards how much ever is possible with examples and exam oriented questions. If you're really serious about clearing FR in your very first attempt, you should follow the complete playlist and practice regularly, and please stay consistent, right? And I have also done some section C questions of a certain playlist. I want you guys to please go through the ones you're done with the topics and analyzing, right? Yeah. So if you've ever found this video helpful, please don't forget to like the video, of course, and subscribe to the channel so that you can get more videos like this. And please share it with your friends who are actually preparing for ACCA. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the very next class.